Lesson 12 for March 14 to 20, From North and South to the Beautiful Land. Read by Dr. Percy Harrold. Tuesday, March 17, Rome and the Prince of the Covenant. Question. Read Daniel chapter 11, verses 16 to 28. Though the text is difficult, what images can you find that appear elsewhere in Daniel? Daniel 11, verses 16 to 28. But he who comes against him shall do according to his own will, and no one shall stand against him. He shall stand in the glorious land with destruction in his power. He shall also set his face to enter with the strength of his whole kingdom, and upright ones with him. Thus shall he do. And he shall give him the daughter of women to destroy it, but she shall not stand with him or be for him. After this he shall turn his face to the coastlands, and shall take many. But a ruler shall bring the reproach against them to an end, and with the reproach removed he shall turn back on him. Then he shall turn his face toward the fortress of his own land, but he shall stumble and fall, and not be found. There shall arise in his place one who imposes taxes on the glorious kingdom, but within a few days he shall be destroyed, but not in anger or in battle. And in his place shall arise a vile person, to whom they will not give the honour of royalty. But he shall come in peaceably, and seize the kingdom by intrigue. With the force of a flood they shall be swept away from before him, and be broken, and also the prince of the covenant. And after the league is made with him, he shall act deceitfully. For he shall come up and become strong with a small number of people. He shall enter peaceably even into the richest places of the province, and he shall do what his fathers have not done, nor his forefathers. He shall disperse among them the plunder, spoil, and riches, and he shall devise his plans against the strongholds, but only for a time. He shall stir up his power and his courage against the king of the south with a great army. And the king of the south shall be stirred up to battle with a very great and mighty army, but he shall not stand, for they shall devise plans against him. Yes, those who eat of the portion of his delicacies shall destroy him. His army shall be swept away, and many shall fall down slain. Both these kings' hearts shall be bent on evil, and they shall speak lies at the same table. But it shall not prosper, for the end will still be at the appointed time. While returning to his land with great riches, his heart shall be moved against the holy covenant, so he shall do damage and return to his own land. A transition in power from the Hellenistic kings to pagan Rome seems to be depicted in verse 16 of chapter 11. But he who comes against him shall do according to his own will, and no one shall stand against him. He shall stand in the glorious land with destruction in his power. The glorious land is Jerusalem, an area where ancient Israel has existed, and the new power that takes over that area is pagan Rome. The same event also is represented in the horizontal expansion of the little horn, which reaches the glorious land, as we read in Daniel 8:9, and out of one of them came a little horn, which grew exceedingly great toward the south, toward the east, and toward the glorious land. So it seems clear that the power in charge of the world at this point is pagan Rome. Some additional clues in the biblical text reinforce this perception. For example, the one who imposes taxes must refer to Caesar Augustus. It is during his reign that Jesus is born, as Mary and Joseph travelled to Bethlehem for the census. Daniel 11, verse 20. There shall arise in his place one who imposes taxes on the glorious kingdom, but within a few days he shall be destroyed, but not in anger or in battle. Also, according to the prophecy, this ruler will be succeeded by a vile person in verse 21 of Daniel chapter 11. And in his place shall arise a vile person, to whom they will not give the honour of royalty, but he shall come in peaceably and seize the kingdom by intrigue. As history shows, Augustus was succeeded by Tiberius, an adoptive son of Augustus. Tiberius is known to have been an eccentric and vile person. Most important, according to the biblical text, it was during the reign of Tiberius that the Prince of the Covenant would be broken. Daniel 11 verse 22, with the force of a flood, they shall be swept away from before him and be broken, and also the Prince of the Covenant. This clearly refers to the crucifixion of Christ, also called Messiah the Prince in Daniel 9:25. Let's have a look at Daniel 9:25. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the command to restore and build Jerusalem unto Messiah the Prince shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. The street shall be built again, and the wall even in troublesome times. Let's compare that with Matthew 27, verses 33 to 50. And when they had come to a place called Golgotha, that is to say, place of a skull, they gave him sour wine, mingled with gall, to drink. But when he had tasted it, he would not drink. Then they crucified him and divided his garments, casting lots, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet. They divided his garments among them, and for my clothing they cast lots. Sitting down, they kept watch over him there, and they put up over his head the accusation written against him, This is Jesus, the King of the Jews. Then 2 robbers were crucified with him, one on the right and another on the left. And those who passed by blasphemed him, wagging their heads and saying, You who stole the temple and built it in 3 days, save yourself. If you are the Son of God, come down from the cross. Likewise, the chief priests also, mocking with the scribes and elders, said, He saved others, himself he cannot save. If he is the King of Israel, let him now come down from the cross, and we will believe him. He trusted in God, let him deliver him now, if he will have him. For he said, I am the Son of God. Even the robbers who were crucified with him reviled him with the same thing. Now, about the 6th hour until the 9th hour, there was darkness over all the land. And about the 9th hour, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani? That is, my God, why have you forsaken me? Some of those who stood there, when they heard that, said, This man is calling for Elijah. Immediately one of them ran and took a sponge, filled it with sour wine, and put it on a reed, and offered it to him to drink. The rest said, Let him alone. Let us see if Elijah will come to save him. And Jesus cried out again with a loud voice, and yielded up his spirit. Jesus was put to death during the reign of Tiberius. The reference to Jesus here as the Prince of the Covenant is a powerful marker that helps show us the flow of historical events, again giving readers powerful evidence of God's amazing foreknowledge. God has been right on all that has come before in these prophecies, so we can surely trust him on what he says will happen in the future. To finish today, even amid all political and historical events, Jesus of Nazareth, the Prince of the Covenant, is revealed in the texts. How does this help show us that, despite all the upheaval and political intrigue, Jesus remains central to Scripture? This lesson was read by Dr. Percy Harrold for Christian Services for the Blind and Hearing Impaired, Christian Record Services for the Blind, the Sabbath School Department, and Hope Channel. You can also listen on the official Sabbath School 4 app and the Apple iTunes app, Sabbath School with Percy Harrold. Remember, God is always faithful.